Brought to you by Penguin.
When We Were Monsters by Jennifer Niven. Read by Elena Ray, Saskia Maarleveld and Briggon Snow.
For James Earl Jones, who taught me about bone memory and soul stamina. Van Shank, my 6th grade teacher whose wisdom, humor, and belief in my big imagination transcended the walls of Westview Elementary and accompanied me into the world. Lucy Kroll, who told 13-year-old me that I was destined to be a writer. Will Schwalbe, my very first editor whose voice I hear as I write every word. For my mother, most of all, and for the teachers everywhere who nurture our wild and enormous dreams. It is true, we shall be monsters, cut off from all the world, but on that account, we shall be more attached to one another. Mary Shelley, Frankenstein.
The day before we kill Meredith Graffam is calm and blue, like Massachusetts in summer after the rain. The scent of earth and flowers and fresh, clean air. Just the perfect sunlit day. None of us will walk into the forest that night planning to commit murder. It's easy when you're surrounded by beauty and opulence and acres of privilege, when you're young and filled with possibility, to convince yourself that life will always be as rose-colored as this, and nothing can go wrong. At the end of a long, sweeping drive lined by the tallest trees, surrounded by forest and the sea just beyond, lies the campus of Brighton and Hove. The student body is, for the most part, present company excluded, comprised of the offspring of the very rich and the highly accomplished, who can afford to send them anywhere, but choose to send them here, to the woods of northeastern Massachusetts. But like every too bright place, darkness lingers at its edges. The wizard behind the curtain, the painting in the attic, hide. It's there in the hazing of first years that occurs each fall, in the ruthless competition among students, in the surrounding forest where each January for 16 days, 8 of the school's best and brightest are handpicked to live and study with someone world-famous and world-renowned at the Moss, the rambling old home of Moss Hove, our founder. We don't have secret societies at Brighton and Hove. Instead, we have Jan Term, its own elite, slightly nerdier organization of students past and present, our equivalent of being tapped. Everyone eager for the illustrious, powerful connections it promises outside these halls, in our real lives, in our future lives. Built in 1916, the Moss sits surrounded by 10,000 acres of pristine forest land, formally known as Merton Wood, informally as Murder Wood, with whole swaths of primeval trees and miles of unpaved roads, all of it owned by the school. Unless they're lucky enough to be chosen for Jan Term, most students don't wander too deep into Merton. A 17-year-old student was killed there in 1995, a tragedy, a blemish. The school is never forgotten. Proving that bad things can happen anywhere, even on a campus as beautiful as Brighton and Hove, even on a crisp, star-filled January evening. Even to the 4 of us. Effy, the orphan, who doesn't believe in ghosts but is haunted by them. Isaac, the legacy, who carries the world on his shoulders. Vanessa, the wallflower, who never thought she belonged. And Arlo, the prodigal son who returned to the school he walked away from 2 years earlier. We were just 4 individual people before Meredith Graffam, the Meredith Graffam, arrived at Brighton and Hove. She was the one who brought us together, and the one who tried to tear us apart. Tomorrow she will die. I will wish for today, the day before, this bright, calm, blue day.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?